Hey, welcome back to the Film Haus Podcast, where we sit down with industry professionals to talk about what it actually takes to make it as a filmmaker, creative, or anyone wanting to pursue a path in video production. Daniel, what are we doing today?
Today, we are joined by David Piersaul. He's a director, cinematographer, production company owner, turned writer and filmmaker. He basically does it all and does it all really well. He just wrapped his first short film that he wrote and directed, and he's worked with people in the music video industry like Nobigdyl, Lecrae, Mon Rovîa, and many, many more. Him and I go way back and are good friends. He inspires me every time we talk, and I think you can really tell in this episode, so I hope you guys enjoy it. David Piersaul, welcome to the podcast, man.
Thanks for having me.
How you doing today?
Oh, sorry, I interrupted you.
It's all good.
I'm doing good,
used to
bro.
it.
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me, bro. I'm really happy to be here. Thanks, Hugh. Thanks.
Yeah,
I'm glad
that
we
was a
just
great
met for the
episode.
first
Thanks
time.
for coming on.
All right, see you guys.
We'll see you on the next one.
So, why don't you start us off with how you got into filmmaking? We're gonna get right into it, and why does your stuff also just look so much better than all mine?
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, that's not true. I was telling Hugh right before we started, like how like every time me and Daniel link up, I always feel inspired about something, and I'm not capping. I don't feel that way about a lot of people. A lot of times, I feel drained. You know what I mean?
100%.
When I link up with people, just because it's like a networking opportunity.
Sure.
Maybe that's just like a personal thing I need to work through.
No, people that can have like draining energies. Depends.
Yeah,
who it is.
It's also I hate like anyways, I don't want to get into all of it, but I hate like just like sometimes I meet filmmakers and I'm like, bro, like we have so much in common just because we're interested in film
Right.
and making videos, but a lot of times it's like, how can we help each other?
Yeah.
But I never feel that way with you, like,
Yeah.
because we live. I think it's part of it is the distance.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we can't work together.
Yeah.
And so there's never this like preconceived idea that we're gonna like try to get value out of this other than just like being homies. And so
Yeah.
that's cool.
I mean, you're definitely on this show for our gain, but that's fine.
Well, dang.
Just joking.
Now I feel uncomfortable. Now I want to leave.
No, 100%, dude. I agree.
Dude, yeah, it's so first of all, yeah, dude, I'm inspired by what you guys got going on. It really means the world to be on and hopefully be one of the beginnings of something much bigger, which is
appreciate that.
Film Haus Creatives. But yeah, dude, I think I don't remember we met up. How long has it been?
It's been like at least 3 years. Has it been 4?
Dang, that's crazy.
I think it's been 4.
Dang, a lot has changed. No,
Yeah.
so I remember because you told me you were like, "Yo, we're gonna ask you about how you got started," and I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what I told you at the time. I was probably BSing, trying to make like a good testimony.
That
or
would be
something.
crazy.
No,
dude.
I wasn't.
It's a good story. I remember it being like, kind of like, because you started off.
He's like, what did I say, man?
Really, just because. Yeah, tell me what do you remember? Like, what was the main point? Just because I'm trying to make sure. I want to because
It's your story. I don't know.
I was probably way more depressed and sad then than I am now. So now it's
Interesting.
like I almost like don't give it power.
Dude,
Like
I'm
now
going
that-
all the way back to you working at a Walmart pushing
Oh,
carts.
okay. Yes. So pretty much like I was, did you guys went to high school, right? Or did you guys stop in middle school?
No, we finished high school.
Did you guys finish? Okay, I couldn't tell. But like I think, no, anyway, sorry, let's be serious, bro.
You
Let's be
targeting
serious.
me?
Let's lock in.
I actually didn't go to high school.
That's not true, is it?
No.
Oh.
No, it is true.
Well, I was homeschooled.
Oh, okay. Honestly, homeschool people are my favorite people, bro. One of my best
Dude,
friends is
don't lie.
homeschooled. Yeah.
Don't
Yeah, you
lie.
might know him. No,
That's crazy.
I think so I was in high school, they had like a news broadcast that
Mhm.
like broadcast all the announcements, and I was the anchor,
Mm-hmm.
and I was super shy and nervous. I don't know why I signed up for it, but I did it. And I remember looking at the cameras and I was like, yo, this is fire. Like I want to do that stuff. And so
Yeah.
that was like the first time I remember like
Interesting.
being interested in cameras, but I never like pursued it.
Yeah.
And then I went to college for mass communications, and I was just lazy. I didn't like school, and so
Did you go into mass comm because you knew you wanted to do something with video, or just something with
it was what I was doing already, media. Like
media? Okay.
yeah, I had recorded like me doing like parkour and stuff. Like my dad bought me a camera very early on, and like I was like doing parkour and like skateboarding and stuff.
What camera did he get you?
It was one of those Kodak flips, I think. Is what it was, a Kodak.
The flip video.
Yes.
With the little USB stick that
Yes,
pops out.
exactly.
Bro, did you ever see those growing up?
No, I didn't have that.
Dude, I kid you not. That was my first camera my dad got
Really?
me, and I filmed it was an assignment for in high school to make a movie version, like a short film of your book you were reading, like a book report.
Yeah.
They were like, you can make a video, and I was like, freaking, let's go. flip video, worst video. I still have it on a hard drive somewhere, dude. It's so bad. I was like in After Effects, like putting like lightning strikes in.
That's how
It's so
that's how you
bad.
learn, dude.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I did the same thing. It was my dad bought it, and he was like, "Yeah, record all this stuff you're doing." And so I did, but like it wasn't like a lot of people say I always had a camera, like always loved, but it didn't feel like that at the time. For me, it was like I was just like I never posted it. It was just like it was cool. Like I just shot stuff. But then now I look back at it and I'm like, yeah, maybe I was like I had like a drone, I was drawn to that, just a video camera. But
Yeah.
all that aside, though, it's like I went to college and I didn't like school because like it was like I was already in debt, and then I was like required to do chemistry and required to do statistics, and I was like,
Yeah.
this is dumb to me. Like I was like, I want to just do video, and like I already like why am I just paying for these classes I don't want to take?
Yeah.
And they never let me play with the cameras.
Mm.
And I remember there's this one kid. I don't remember his name or anything, but he was like he really knew about movies. And we were walking out of class one time, and I didn't know about movies a lot. And I was like, "Yo, dude, I really want to shoot this like black and white video thing." I didn't even know what the idea was. I just really want to shoot something in black and white. And I was like, "Would you want to like collab?" And he's like, "Nah, I'm really busy with classes or something like that." And I had this thought, and I was like, this just feels dumb. Like I thought the whole point of college was like I just go and like have fun and like shoot, or like for what I was trying to do is like go shoot some videos or like find my interest. And so I like went home and for the summer and went home and like decided I was never gonna go back, and didn't tell my dad, and I was at his house. And so he found out over a conversation they heard me and my friend having in a different room. He's like, "When are you gonna tell me?" And I told him, and I was like, I got a job. He was like, "Okay, well, if you're gonna live here, you gotta work." And so I got a job at a movie theater, and then I met a guy at that movie theater who was really into movies. And I remember he was like, he had a red camera, which you're shooting here with right here. He was like, "Yo, I have a red camera," and I just known like red camera. I was like, when you first start, red camera is like the best camera you can get. That's what I thought in my brain. And I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And he started telling me about it, and he was like, "Yo, I got this photography job called action sports photography." And I don't know if I even told you any of this. This is like very early. I'm going back to the very beginning.
Yeah, it's way further back.
And so I was like, cool, like I'll try it out. So I went and met my current roommate named Bryce at his house. He was in a college in my city, and so I met him, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm doing action sports photography." He's like, "The only thing is like I want to bring you on, but the only thing is like you have to like we have to leave like tomorrow." And I was like, "All right, I'm quitting my job." So I called my job and just quit. And my dad was like, "Yo, you're tripping," but I just like did it. We went and for like the next 6 months. We like traveled and shot like middle school volleyball and like softball and kids baseball. Like it was just like a bunch of kid stuff, and then we sold posters live. Ended up being like I don't care throwing this company under the bus because they were just complete jerks. Ended up they were just scamming people, not giving them their orders, this and that. It was like good, like $400 or $500 in a weekend. So for me, it was like nice. And then it eventually ended because they didn't want to pay us one time, and we ended up getting in an argument, all that. And so I ended up Walmart, and that's kind of where like Walmart is where I was like, I gotta like really figure something out because I've kind of like thrown my life out of proportion. And so I was like at Walmart in my hometown, and I think a big thing, bro, was like, now I'm gonna speed up because there's a lot of little details, but like a big thing for me was like I was at Walmart, and I remember like seeing homies from high school like come through Walmart, and I was like pushing cars, and I was like, dude, I feel terrible. Like, but I was like, I had to work. I've always been a hard worker, so it was like I had to make money, and so I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I had this like extra money from like a loan that I had from school, and then I was like, I'm gonna buy a T3i. This like T3i, I was like, everyone was talking about it, and then I'm gonna like save money up for a Ronin M. You guys remember that?
Oh yeah.
Was it the?
That was that big one.
Yep.
That's how I started on it. Yeah.
I got it, and boom, and it was like the rest is history. Like, speed it up to current day, and it was just I ended up quitting Walmart, moving to Atlanta. Like, someone offered me a job in Nashville to do video editing for a product company, and then I eventually the money started coming, even though the video work was still terrible at the time. People wanted it, even if it was $300-$400 a pop.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, you know what? I can't even take this job because I'm at work, and so I quit that company. And yeah, it's just like the rest of our stories. Like I just kept working, and eventually I've been freelance since 2019.
Tell us about the big break with Herbalife too. That's a big thing.
I just want to have a pause really quick to just note, like, dude, Walmart is consistent, man. How many people have had just a life-changing moment in Walmart, dude?
Walmart saving lives.
No, dude,
careers.
I'm telling you, dude.
No,
it's
legit,
consistent.
dude.
You're in there, dude, and you're just like, I can't do this.
Well, the thing,
it's like existential crisis every time you go in Walmart.
I will say, man, like a lot of people, this isn't a disagreeing thing. I just think like a lot of people like immediately go to like a victim thing when it comes to these like retail jobs. And I don't feel that way. Like Walmart, like for me was like, they did good by me. Like the thing about Walmart is like, they always have jobs open. And so like people like in my family who necessarily are not in a position in life to just like go get a job. That's like, I'm like, that's a blessing. Like go to Walmart. Like they'll give you a job. Go to Goodwill. They'll give you a job as long as you don't have a crazy history.
Yeah.
And for me, all I needed was a job, and they just need someone to push carts. And I was like, cool. And so like for me, it was like, yes, they are consistent, and I was miserable there, but at the same time, like I was like, man, this is a job, right? And so yeah. But what you're saying though is like with the so in the when I had this editing job, uh the work started to get so busy where I couldn't take jobs because I was working from 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, and I had taken a trip to Iceland with my friends, and we were like, I was filming everything. I had a great time, and
And that was just for fun.
just for fun.
That was just okay,
Yeah,
just friends.
and
Okay.
yeah, just for fun. And it was like me and like 6 other people. We got back in town. I like was really happy with the footage I got. I put together a video, and then like literally a couple days after, I get hit up from another director friend of mine who was like, I got this company I work with, and they go travel the world and shoot these videos, and I can't do it because I have like a commitment to this other company that I'm more like, I don't want to mess up the relationship. So I'm gonna throw you this job. Just give me like a finder's fee. I'm like 21 and I'm like, or 22, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just do it. And I gave him like a finder's fee, and then the guy hit me up and he was like, yo, send me some work. So I sent him the Iceland video
Oh yeah.
because I didn't have any travel work. I didn't have any money. I didn't travel. And
Mm.
so like Iceland was like the big trip, like my first like really big trip.
Did you shoot that in the T3i?
No, at that time I had an A6300.
Yeah,
Remember those?
classic. That was my first camera. Dude,
Bro,
you and I had the same
locked in, bro.
camera path.
Because that's because we watched YouTube, literally.
Yeah.
It's like YouTubers
It was
like, this is the camera. to have.
T3Is, which was 5D Mark IIs were like the big thing.
Yeah.
Like, like Devin Supertramp and all that would you use?
Yes. Smart 2s, bro. I had
Oh,
one of
yeah.
those too.
Did you really?
I
They're
had.
so expensive.
Actually, I didn't have one. I rented one all the
Uh-huh.
time. But I always thought that was a great camera. And now looking back at it, it's like it didn't have.
Didn't have anything.
I bet there were like filmmakers who were like, this is like, I don't want this camera at all.
Yeah, 100%.
It was
Anyway.
great. Like a lot of the travel videographers and stuff were using it was a beast because
sure.
they needed that photo capability. But
Yep.
yeah, dude. And so he was like, he looked at the Iceland video, was like, yeah, come out. And then I remember when I had to fly to LA first to get to him. We're going to he's like, we're gonna go to Japan and Indonesia. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I'll do it for free. And I remember I get to LA and I see him at the airport, and he's like, wait, and I love Sammy to death. I've been to his wedding now. We're good friends. But he was like, yo, what's up, man? Nice to meet you. And he started asking me questions, like pretty much like a second round of interviews, but we're already locked in.
Yeah.
And he was like, he said, how old are you? And I was like 23. And he goes, I was like, you're a baby. And I realized I was like the youngest dude there. Like this is an older company. So I'm so nervous. I'm like, never done anything like this. We end up getting to Indonesia, filming a bunch of stuff, doing Japan, filming a bunch of stuff. We get really close. And yeah, it was like 20. This is like, at the time, like you have to understand this amount of money for any job was just like beyond me.
Yeah.
It was like $22K.
Yeah.
I remember we were walking on this trail in Japan, and he was like, yeah, just make sure you send the invoice to me. And he was like, and I was like, okay, well, you gave me this. I had to look up what per diem was. He's like, you gave me this. I was like, you gave me this like $75 a day. I was like, I've been eating with you guys the whole time. I haven't spent any money.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, we've already budgeted that for charge. So I got like an extra 75 a day to my rate.
Yeah.
Ended up being like 22K. And at the time I didn't tell him, but like later on I did. But I was like, I'm just gonna like quit my job and just use this 22K to like pay rent for like the next however many months. And that was what changed it.
Yeah. That's huge.
Yeah, dude. And that's why me and Sammy are so close. Like,
yeah.
He doesn't even really do projects anymore on his own, and when he does, it's like very selective. But like every time he calls me up, like despite some of the like maybe some of the hesitations I have with the job, it's like I kind of like owe a part of like the reason I was able to even go full time because of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I honor that. So I think yeah, dude, that was the gist of it. And then the rest is history. Like the story is much similar to you guys', which is like you just were into film and then kept going. That's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When did you come to Nashville?
That so in 2018.
Okay, that's right.
When I got that editing job.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, 2018, and then
you've just been rocking it since then.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I love Nashville, bro.
Yeah.
It's a great city to work in.
It really
and I was in
is.
Atlanta before trying to be in the film industry.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I would have stayed in some ways because
Yeah.
it blew up.
Do you
But
think that would have been, you would have been better off? I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, but like looking back, are you like, obviously it's a good thing you went to Nashville, but do you think you would have been in more narrative work or something like that in Atlanta, or?
to be, I don't know. You know, I'm not 100% sure. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a man of faith.
Yeah.
And so I think this is a cliche answer, but I'm like, I think I was exactly where I needed to be.
Yeah.
So,
For sure.
yeah.
Like
Like,
it's kind of a pointless question because it's like, well, I'm doing what I want to do right now, and I went
exactly.
to
Yeah.
Nashville, so it's like, I don't know. No, I'm glad I went to Nashville. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's just kind of that conversation of like, which we don't need to get into this, but like the whole like location and like proximity theory of like the work you do. Like, I'm not in Nashville. I'm like south of it by a couple hours, and like I just get really like in my head about that. Like, I still feel like I need to go to Nashville. And then we talked about moving the whole operation up to Nashville, and like, but I'm already doing work up there. It's kind of a new age of like you can do work anywhere in the US, and like people are okay like flying you out, and like it's just kind of one of those things where like you don't have to be in Hollywood to make
100%.
movies
Yeah.
anymore. You know what I mean?
hmm
Or even Atlanta, but like it helps. Like the proximity principle is like still a
100%.
thing.
Yeah.
So
Just like the small things, like being able to like go meet with your client, like in a couple
exactly.
days notice
Yep.
to talk about something. Cause some clients are like, they want to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad you're not in Nashville, bro. Cause I would get no jobs. Like, please keep the production here, bro. Like,
Yeah. Right.
I've never booked a client, and we're in Huntsville, right? I've
Yeah.
never booked
Yeah.
a client here, bro. Like, so you're good.
Exactly.
Like, but in Nashville, if y'all come, like, it's already oversaturated, bro. We don't need more talent. Like, please leave us
Unbelievable.
alone, bro.
That's
Unbelievable.
crazy, bro. We get to hang out though.
That's
the
right.
thing, bro.
That's true.
We've been doing
that's
more work
worth
together.
It. That's more worth it. Yeah,
That's
You
when
know?
you talking about being in Iceland with all your friends. I was like, where was I?
that's so true, bro. I wish I would have known you guys. It would have been really fun.
Bro,
We-
that's like
we've
my dream
talked- wait.
spot. We still have to travel together. We talked about going somewhere.
Why did we just never do that? We just forgot about it. Well, now
We
we got
talked.
yeah.
But yeah, I think I was already going to Europe with Jill, and you were like,
Yeah.
let's go to like Portugal. And I was like, I can't, dude. Like, can't do it. But yeah,
Yeah.
dude, we're due.
Yeah.
Honestly, we all need to go
Yeah.
somewhere. Like,
Facts.
that'd be sick.
Facts.
We'll do a trip together.
No, I'm being dead
All
serious.
shoot content.
Bro, that'd be amazing.
Man.
That'd be awesome.
Dude, we come out with so much good stuff.
Well, now it's like I got this plan for this wedding. I just got engaged. People like,
That's
no one
right.
cares about that. But I think that I'll be waiting a little bit before I can travel. Just so
Dude,
I
you
gotta
made
save
a
more money.
banging proposal video, though.
Thanks,
Check
dude.
it out,
Appreciate
guys, on his Instagram. It's freaking sick.
Spoiler alert, bro. She said yes. Yeah, sorry. I didn't.
We're all shocked, actually.
Everyone's been, like, even her mom messaged me like, I didn't expect that. Like, I was like, what?
Dude, it was
She
good.
approved.
Dude, that video was like a full blown like short film and a
Thanks,
half,
dude.
dude. That was crazy. When it started out, I was like, "Where is this going?" And then it just like went into a bunch of like different like scenes. That was good, man.
Thanks, man.
That,
Appreciate
it. Got
it.
me. I was like sucked in. So
Pause.
do I?
Pause. Sucked in. What do you mean, bro? Chill, bro.
Hey,
Like,
calm down.
so it's
So
a Christian podcast. I forgot.
yeah, right. So, dude, moving on. You've always talked about how important story is. Speaking about your proposal video,
Yeah.
because you kind of talked about it in that video, and like you said you were like infatuated by it, like you're just like totally obsessed with like the story part of it. So when working on a project, is story the first thing you look at? Like, do you and this is like, why is story important, I guess, is my bigger question.
Mhm.
Like, even in commercial work and music videos, or like the stuff that doesn't necessarily call for story, but you decide to put it in there anyway. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like, when you're making an ad on Instagram for a drink company, like people don't necessarily first think of, let's make this a story about like a love story about a couple that like bonds over this drink, or they
Yeah.
meet at the gas station
Yeah.
and like touch the same can, right? Stuff like that. But like that's the kind of thing that, us as Film Haus, like as a production company, we really want to make it feel like a movie. And, in episode 1, we talked about the Uber ad, and
Yeah.
you had
Oh
seen
my
it, and
gosh,
it's just
yes.
like it brings tears to your eyes, and
Yeah.
like it's so good. Like, why is story important to you, and like how do you view story, not just in narrative work, but like even in stuff that doesn't really necessarily call for it?
Well, okay, if you're ready to get into this segment of balls deep, let's do it. So, oh wait, is it?
That's my clippable
we're not
moment right there, bro.
I check with HR. Is that allowed?
That's not. That's allowed.
So, Dude, I have tons of thoughts on story.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you guys are connoisseurs of. You guys read books and like
Yeah.
listen to.
I never learned how to read, bro.
He was
yeah,
homeschooled, remember?
Yeah.
I forgot about the
Yeah.
homeschooling.
Yeah.
Yeah, dang, dude, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Huh.
audiobooks.
Audiobooks are great.
Yeah,
No, but
next level
audiobooks.
though. Yeah, next level, dude.
Bro, could you imagine? Like,
Yeah.
you're just listening to audiobooks. Like, oh, this is great.
Yeah, I actually
Like-
just got dude. You ever read Goodnight Moon?
No.
It's pretty fire.
Who's it by? What's it about?
Just got through it.
Is it non
Audiobook.
Really?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me save it. I know this is not typical, but I have a books list, and so
Yeah.
is it like a
I
fictional
haven't
story?
heard about this.
Yeah, dude, you
What's it
got
called?
you got to listen to it. Goodnight Moon.
Goodnight Moon?
Yeah.
Fiction?
Are you joking?
Yeah, dude.
I can't tell.
No, dude, it's fire.
Bro, come on now. It's gonna be something
it's
like
fire, bro.
it's gonna start off with like it's like a damn like a sexual. It's one of those. You're being stupid, aren't you? It's gonna be like, yo, like,
dude, give it a shot. Let me know what you think.
okay,
Okay.
good.
You
night,
know
Moon.
something about it that is
I just
funny.
read it, bro.
It's the look on your
Okay.
face that's
I know.
scaring
Yeah,
me. I'll type it in later.
Well,
'cause
I
don't
mean, I
trust
didn't
you.
read
I'm
it.
gonna look
I listened to it, but yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, dude. Look, I have tons of ideas on story, but
Yeah.
it starts at one. For me, it like starts at one thing, which is like there's one thing that like we're animals like on planet Earth
Yeah.
to start off with. This is gonna sound extremely deep, but like that's because I'm just naturally profound. But sorry,
This
that
guy.
this sounds so
This
corny.
guy.
I sound like Drake. But like
Bro.
no, like we are like like we are the only creatures on this earth that can actually tell a story to begin
Mm.
with. And so like for me that just means that there's like something in like intrinsically tied to humanity that is like testimonial.
Yeah.
And so like being able to tell a story is like divinely given in my opinion. I mean
Yeah.
the Bible, like God uses narrative to tell the book of the story of God and creation. And like I feel like the story is like at the beginning of everything. Whenever you are trying to relate to someone, you tell them a story. Whenever you're trying to help someone out, you tell them a story. Like you so these little things. And it's like we're so intrinsically tied with story. We understand it naturally.
I think that's why testimony is so powerful because it's just
Exactly.
your story.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
like, but it hits harder than any kind of like self-help, like 5-step, bullet point list you could get.
And even in those, they tell their story. They
Exactly.
talk about how you read any self-help book and it'd be weird if they didn't like, hey, how this is how I figured this out. Right. You'd be like, this is odd.
Right.
You know what I mean? You wouldn't trust it. And so I think story is like huge. And I think people are I think every human on earth
Mm.
can tell whether a story is good or bad very quickly.
Yeah.
And so that tells something about how like we have a base level understanding of what story is and how good and bad, and we can judge it immediately. And so that means that it's like our duty as filmmakers to, since we're hopping into a space where like we're gonna be the authority of storytelling.
Yeah.
Then it's like we have a duty to like be obsessed with it, in my opinion.
Yeah. I love that.
And so what I've realized, and I know we were going to talk about some stuff later, but this past like 6 months, like Hugh was asking me, like he was, what you've been working on or thinking about, and I was like, this past 6 months, I kind of had like an explosion in my brain of just like, I was like, oh, dude, like the most important thing in this is always story. Like I know you've heard that before
Yeah.
from people like James Cameron, and they watch any of those master classes, they're like stories, and it's like you hear that and you're like, but you have to unless you like fully like take it in and understand it, it really means nothing. But what happened to me recently, I was like, I'm understanding it. Like it's like the story is the like, how do I say this best? I think there's literally I started reading a book called Dark Blade
Mhm.
Assassin. It's a fantasy series, like 9 books, and I was like, oh, this is just amazing, and like the world doesn't exist. And I thought about that thought, like it doesn't exist,
Mm.
and I was like, bro, Harry Potter doesn't exist. It's not a real thing, right? The Lord of the Rings is not real. Freaking Chronicles of Narnia, not real.
Mm.
Wheel of Time doesn't exist. And I was like, bro, what is that? People look at Harry Potter and they go, oh, I see myself in them. I also am a natural leader, and I don't necessarily want to take the burden of being a leader, but like people are drawn to me. People
Mhm.
look at Lord of the Rings and they go, oh, war is terrible to people.
Mhm.
And people do get obsessed over ideas of grandeur. And people look at Chronicles of Narnia and they see the correlation to Christianity. It's
Mhm.
like, but it didn't exist. Like, it's not real. It's just like the story exists, but that never happened. And we perceive it as a memory. Whenever we talk about, I don't know if you guys are Marvel fans, but like we talk about like, yo, what would Batman do if he had to face like Spider-Man, two different universes?
Mhm.
It's like, how would he go about it? Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
real. We're talking about it as, I guess, the homie, but it's not real. But like someone has created something so vivid. We've fully actualized it. And I was like, that's so beautiful. Like we fully have actualized it as in some ways true until we obviously suspend disbelief and we're like, okay, cool. This is like, obviously this is a story, but we speak about it and we're passionate about it. And I was like, man, that's so cool. And if I can figure out how to create that, I think the level of fulfillment that comes from that must be super,
Yeah.
super beautiful. And so for me, I got super obsessed with it. I was like, you know what, bro? I'm just going to make stories. I'm going to write what I want to write. No bounds. Always had these rules.
Yeah.
Like these rules from like, I need to go act 1, act 2, act 3, and then break it down in between those. And then like, I
Right.
need to like, and I need to do this and that. And like, if you show a gun, then like, if you show a gun here, then it has to show up later in the movie. Like, you've heard all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, but actually, no, you don't. You don't have to do any of that. Like, those are better. It does
Yeah.
help you. And you should probably like take those rules and apply them in some way. But really, you don't have to do any of that. There's no like imagination is just like, and I was like, bro, I had so much freedom. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to write this. And someone may never see it, but like, I just put it out there.
Yeah.
All that to say, I know this is like, oh my gosh, like, but it is dreaming. It's literally what it is. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like free. Like I feel like I can just do anything, and I'm like, this must be what it feels like to be J.K. Rowling or Stephen King.
Mhm.
Like you can just create things that don't exist, and all of a sudden they become actualized in humanity, and
Yeah.
people get to consume it. And I think that's important for us to have. What I think that's why I love stories so much. I think it's very important for us to have that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many? What's your favorite story?
Favorite story? That's a
What's
big
your
question.
what's your favorite? Yeah, like when I say story, I mean like book series, movie.
So I have a really weird book that's my favorite book. It's not a hard read. It's called The Transvaal Saga. Who's that author? Did you guys ever read the well,
They have,
not you.
they
it's
have that
cool,
on
but-
audiobook.
They sure do, bud.
Hell yeah.
They got it, bro. They got it. Yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
In school, did you ever read the Hatchet? Did you ever have to
Yeah,
read?
yeah.
I know the book.
Wow, I forgot
You do?
about
Yeah.
that, bro.
So it's that plane, like kid in the plane crash, and like
Bro,
he has
that
to
is like
survive.
fully. I forgot about
So that author
Dude,
writes
spoilers.
books kind of like that, where it's like survival. Some like usually like 16-year-old kid,
Yeah.
like a young man,
Dang.
young boy, whatever. Anyway, he has this one called the Transvaal Saga, and my like best friend from childhood, Eli McCormick, shout out. He got me this book for my birthday, and we were like in middle school, and I was like, "This is the dumbest gift. Like, why would you give me a book?" So I was like, "That's not cool, bro." But then I sat down one night and read it, and it was like the coolest world building. Like one of my favorite things, and like Jill and my wife and I, we like talk about how I'm obsessed with like movies that just like build world. I love
100%.
world building
Yeah,
stuff. Like
yeah.
even like Passengers, like that spaceship they're on, whatever.
Yeah.
I just love like seeing how it works, how they
Mhm.
engineered it, what was their plan, like when they wake up. Like it's just so interesting. Dude. I'm so sucked into that. And it is interesting that people can build these worlds like Peter Jackson, or I'm sorry, Tolkien blows my mind, dude. Like he is just like on another like creating languages and stuff is crazy to me.
Yes, bro.
But anyway, so the Transvaal Saga, it's like it's not like a tough read. It feels a bit written for like a younger audience, but he does such a good job of like this kid basically is on a hike in Arizona and gets sucked into this like time warp or whatever and like dimension warp, and he goes to this like primitive world, like version of our world, and like the first like quarter of the book he's alone just surviving, but like him just like just watching him survive in these woods that are like unfamiliar with unfamiliar like creatures and food is just so intriguing, dude. And then the next part of the book just goes nuts. I think it's like one of the best.
There's a couple books or it's just one
No,
book?
so I guess it was supposed to be, and then I guess he ended up not finishing it or whatever. Like he just didn't do it. But dude, like I feel like, and that's the book I made that like video on the flip video for high school. On.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah. So
you read that a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
Got
And
you.
then I still had it. I found it in a box like this year.
Yeah.
And read it again for the first time in like 10 years. Dude, ripped through it in like 5 days, and it was just like it was freaking. It's
I'm
good.
noting
So
this down because I
should
need to
check it
add it
out.
to the book list.
What about you? What's a book that has really
That I really like.
yeah, it just has like you read
Where's my notebook?
I finished the Game of Thrones series
oh
recently.
you did?
Oh,
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
big
last
piece.
That's a
year-
crazy read,
Last year
honestly.
I
Yeah.
finished it. It was a tough read. It
You
was
read
hard,
all of
It
them?
was hard. Yeah. It was
Yeah.
a hard read.
Can you type it in for me?
Those books
Yeah.
are intense, but I think that they play like a huge part in what you guys are talking about. Just like the world
Yes.
building, the attention to detail, also just like the amount of characters. Like it's overwhelming. Like at the at the end of the books they do like a character list of
Yeah.
who all's been in it.
Sorry, I'm interrupting you. I have
Yeah.
to. I will forget that book that you mentioned earlier. The
Oh
one
yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
for sure
I
a
got you.
trick.
I got you.
Yeah.
But just like the amount of detail that they put in there is just like it's crazy. It's so good, and it makes the story so much better because it
Mhm.
takes the time to really go into things that really, I like seemingly like someone could say they don't matter. You know, it's like the color of the freaking this
Right.
group's like robes. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Or like, but it is interwoven in there to tell like story of class, you know, and
Yeah.
like
Mm.
they're like drawing a line between these places in the kingdom and like
Mhm.
people in poverty and people in royalty and like people who have that like devotion to their like house, you know,
Yeah.
and it really does matter. But like
Yeah.
it's crazy to think though that somebody spent so much time like coming up with so much detail in something, you know? And I
Yeah.
think that's something that I was like curious just to throw in here really quick to you two guys. As we're like in a time where we are like I don't know, like we have to use social media, utilize that and
Mhm.
post things too. But like do you ever feel like you get lost in like the storytelling by trying to formulate like what you're going to use to like present to people, or do you feel like it's always like the storytelling aspect first for you and then you just put it out there and hope that it, you know, you created it for the story,
Mhm.
but I feel like there's a lot of
Mm.
pressure sometimes now to like at least for me,
Create
I
for the
think,
platform.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
like sacrificing a lot of details
Yeah.
in
Facts.
something in order to make it like more palatable for people to like receive. And maybe that's like a skill set to it. But like, I don't know, I've been thinking the last few days of just like how I think maybe one of the most like beneficial things to do is to just be unapologetic about what you're
Mhm.
creating and the
Yeah.
story that you're telling. Because otherwise, like, what is it that really like I think everybody's story, we talked about this a little bit earlier. I think everybody's story is unique, but like why not lean into that
Mhm.
uniqueness of that story?
Yeah.
Because that's what maybe is going to separate it from just like, you know, the
100%.
saturation that we have in
hundred
something
I
percent.
too.
mean,
Yeah.
I think people are craving that. Like you were saying that earlier, we're having the
Mhm.
AI conversation, and like people are going to crave like your testimony or your like. And this goes into what you're saying earlier. You're like, how can people like create this world that's like it's not real? I would argue it is real because they're probably think about it. To be a good writer or a good storyteller, you have to have experiences in life, right? That's why they say if you want to be a writer,
Mm.
go out and live life
Yeah.
because then you can be like, oh yeah, that one dude I met in Indonesia who was like like a crazy dude in the alleyway, like said this thing and then punched a dude in the face. You can use that in in a storytelling thing
That's
that
so
you
true.
make in
Yeah.
the future.
Yeah.
And so like my mom one time had the like coolest like come back to me when we were talking about the Bible and I was like kind of challenging her and like just being a young like you know college kid and I was like, well, doesn't that just sound a bit like Hollywood or like story? And she's like, well, where does Hollywood get their stories from? Real life. And I was like,
Oops.
oh gosh. I was like, that was really good. And I just like, I think about that all the time when I'm like, you know, like stories are like, they can be based off true things and they typically are, but like we can, you know, then go crazy with our imagination and take it to a whole new level. But like, you know, like Narnia is based off like, well, they say there's a lot of parallels with like the Christian story and like Christianity and like Jesus and things like that. Like it's based off that,
Yeah.
which, you know, we
Has a different
believe
makeup.
is real.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Right.
I know some people don't, but like it's yeah, so it's usually based off like obviously your experiences and like real life and real things, you know what
Mhm.
I mean? But so that I wanted to make that point. But then yeah, but I think people crave like your uniqueness and your storytelling and like you know Jill she's in marketing and social media a lot and you know everything feels so saturated but she always tells me she's like well you might be the millionth filmmaker or videographer or whatever that to post the stuff like that on Instagram but like you're still gonna have like Daniel-ness to it, like
Straight
Daniel
up.
core, like you know what I mean. Like it's you can't help it as long as you're yourself. Like your account is unique, and people are gonna follow you because you have like that uniqueness to you, even though it probably is really similar to like, you know, everyone else doing video stuff or whatever. But like you have something about your stuff that like I just feel like is David. And then like I feel like I've kind of built, you know, my look or whatever, and I feel like you have your look, and like, and we all come together and make something else unique. You know what I mean? So like, I think, you know,
Yeah, bro,
yeah,
100%. You know, I think a dream of mine is like to speak on that, like the platform thing. A dream of mine is just to sit down and like draw a map, like a fake map, like a just huge one, and like put like names to the places on the map and like draw like borders and like put an ocean and like do whatever. Just make a big map of the entire world, not the real world, but just a world that I want to make up, and then like zoom in a little bit more. Okay, cool. What does this area look like? What is this area? What's the terrain here? And just like keep zooming
right,
in, and then eventually get down to like what's the politics around this place, and like
yeah,
why is this? Why do they believe what they believe here? I was like, is that had to be how someone like George R. R. Martin did it? Like
yeah,
Yeah.
it's too detailed, and so
Yeah.
dream of mine is just to do that because, and you bro, the thing is like, and I agree with you. Like it does exist in like a, I think the ideas and the concepts
you
around
pull from stuff.
you're pulling from stuff
Yeah,
and then you just add a different costume to it.
yeah,
So I definitely agree with that. And I'm looking at that and I'm like, dude, that's you know, I think, bro, like that. How many of these stories have not reached the mainstream yet that people have created?
yeah,
And I mean, that's very much would be the case for me.
yeah,
You know, like if I was to just draw a map right now and zoom in, even if it was a really good story, if it was better than Game of Thrones, like they may not ever get the light of day.
yeah.
But like I think there's something crazy about just being able to do that. And so, anyways,
Well,
all that to say,
yeah,
story. I just feel like we owe it. Like you guys are great storytellers. Like you that only comes from you. And to speak on the separation thing, like that
mm-hmm,
was another part of it, which is like so you know, Jill's like, you know, you're the millionth person to post it, so he's gonna have the Danielness to it. It's
mm-hmm,
like the story specifically does that for sure.
mm-hmm,
Like even you can go out and shoot in the same area as some other vlogger or Instagrammer,
mm-hmm,
and they're never gonna be able to tell the same story as you.
yeah,
Like unless they just look at yours and then copy it. Like, but like if you guys just go into it blind, so I think story is they can definitely get the same angle for sure. They can definitely get the same color grade if they really want. Maybe the same
right,
exact camera lens combination. Like
right.
but story is like something so separating from the rest. So, yeah, bro. I mean,
It's true.
I think more people, even if you don't, we're filmmakers. Like, even if you don't, like, learn how to tell a good story, and you're gonna change. Like, how, like if
Yeah,
someone tell me a good story, a ghost story right now, I'll be locked in. I don't
yeah,
care if it's just a dude who just like just hit a crazy hit off a crack pipe in the middle of
yeah,
the street. And he's like, "Yo, lock in, bro. Let me tell this story." And if it's really good, I'm like, "Yo, bro, this is
yeah.
crazy." You know what I mean? Like,
Right,
he's like
right.
scratching his arms, like, "Oh, I grew up, you know, and on the islands of Maracas." It's like, bro,
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yo, like, no, this is good, bro. You need to write this down." Like,
Dude,
That's
we'll
true.
be reading that in like 10 years, bro.
I know.
straight up, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your
It
duty
was
to
made
take
by
that guy's
Phil.
story and make it something.
I love what you're saying about that though, because like I was thinking about as you were talking about like everybody has a different story to tell about something like with location or something, right? Like what was it a few years ago? Like everybody was using that like rock quarry in like somewhere outside of Atlanta or something. Like
Yeah,
it was in
yeah.
like it was like in so many movies, I feel like it was in It
Oh
and like
yeah.
and then it was in
Yeah.
that one about like the two people and one of them is like bound to a wheelchair or something. They end up there.
It
I can't remember.
follows.
No, bro, dude,
Huh?
how'd you literally just name my least favorite movie
You
I've
don't like
ever
that movie?
seen in existence,
Dang,
dude?
What
bro.
was it?
Yeah,
It follows.
I
bro,
haven't
I
seen
like
it.
that movie.
bro. If you're about to come at me with that for real,
No, I do like it. No, I like it.
bro, I hate that
We can
movie.
also
I hate that
disagree.
movie.
It's okay, bro. We'll
We'll
fight
we'll fight
afterwards.
about this
Yeah,
afterwards.
yeah, it's all
But
good.
anyway, the rock quarry, dude, like I feel like it was in like several different things that were like super popular for a little while, and I was like, man, everybody's using this location. But the cool thing was that like it was a cool location. That was one thing. But so I knew why people were using it.
Yeah.
But every movie it had a different storytelling in each part of it. Like in it like they make that jump and I think it's like portraying courage in that
Mm.
moment. Like they're all standing there and they're like, you're not gonna do it, you're not gonna do it. And then like one of them makes the jump and it's like I think it's one of them that you like wouldn't expect to do it and they make the
Yeah.
jump,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Um and then like in the other movie that I can't remember the name of right now, I think it was like their dream to there's something about having this view or something, and they're like peeing off of it or something like down into the water, and it's like this really, it's like this humorous moment, but it's also really special.
Yeah.
It's like the same location, but they're all telling a different story in a little bit different way, and it's like it's based around these different things, not of just like, well, of course it's a different story, but like, no, that one was about like courage, and this one was about like making it to this point in your life that you had like dreamed about that you never thought you'd be able to get to,
Yeah.
you know? And
Yeah,
it's like
facts.
that
Yeah.
little unique thing about
Yeah,
each
bro.
one.
That's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should definitely go there and make something. Well, if we went to the quarry and made something, what would it be? Just Hugh, just off the top of your head, bro.
Bro.
No prompt.
I'm thinking kind of like that rock climbing scene in was it Mission Impossible 2? You know, it starts out and
Impossible
they're
2.
like he's like climbing, dude.
Oh yeah,
He's
yeah,
like
yeah.
he's like
free
he's like
soloing.
free soloing that edge, you know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about? And he
yeah.
like dynos it and stuff.
Dang, that's
I-
like one of the older ones, isn't it?
Dude, that is
Yeah,
old.
dude, I forgot about
that's
that
one of the old ones. I
Yeah.
don't know. I just like all saw us there, just like sweaty with our shirts off.
I'll
you know,
rock with
like
that. Yeah.
climbing this
What
thing.
would we call it, bro? Cuties at the quarry, bro. Cuties at the quarry, bro. That's what I'm. Let's do it, dog.
Dude,
That's crazy.
that's our
do it.
first trip.
I'm not part of
Dude,
this.
that's our first trip
First
together,
trip,
dude.
bro. You're not down for it, bro?
Nah, dude.
It's homophobic.
Lame.
Well, we're working on it. We're working on it.
Okay, so
Sorry,
no. Sorry. Talking about though movies, talking about writing things together, which is not really what we're doing here, but this is a hard transition into me asking you about the short film you just made.
Oh, yeah, we canceled. No. So, dude, yeah, bro. Made a short film. Well, working on it.
Did you
almost
have
done.
something you wanted to say on that?
No.
You
No?
sure?
You're just gonna shut us down like that? With
You
being
made
in
the
our-
transition. We're going.
No, I know, but we were just roughing a little like plot that we're gonna have for our movie, and then you just shut it down.
Sorry, Dan's got an iPad. Let's make
Yeah.
sure. Dan, are you cool if we move on real quick? I don't know if that, like Hugh was trying to push the podcast forward, but if you want to
Listen,
check
yeah.
the iPad,
Unbelievable.
come on, bro.
No,
What do you
Yeah,
got?
bro, it's
Nope.
legit. It's up
Nope.
to you now.
No, look, we're on short
He's
film.
right.
Oh,
We're
he's
on
right.
short film.
He's actually right. He's
Yeah.
right. All right, cool. I
No,
think
tell us about
your
your short film though.
Okay.
Talking about story, talking about like I feel like we've given really good context now to now move into you just made a short film.
Oh, dude. Well,
Yeah.
first, yeah. Again, dude. I just want to say again, thanks. I usually have a thanks for being. I love being on this podcast so far. It's so fun. You guys are dope.
So
I just
far.
want to say that because I hate talking about films,
Yeah.
like about my film specifically, just because what's his name said it. David Lynch, is that his name? The guy who just died
Yeah.
recently. He said he was
Yeah,
like
right.
he was like, every time I make a film, people want to talk about it. He goes, the film's the talking. I don't want to talk about it. And I was like, I feel that way
That's
a
fair.
lot. But I'm going to talk about it because.
Sure.
But so it's called Ozzy.
I thought you were about to say it's called It Follows. I saw it. It was about to come out of you.
It's called It Follows too.
Yeah.
And it's it's called Ozzy, spelled AZE, and it's
Okay.
about Steven. He is a elderly man who was just diagnosed with a terminal illness, and as he prepares himself for imminent death, he gets a visit from a demon who helps him to help transition him into the afterlife. And so it's a story of overcoming. So it's not it has horror. I always say it's a drama with horror elements, is what I say. And so it kind of just like for me, like I think the story. I don't want to get into all of it, but I think the story is just supposed to be about how we all have like an Ozzy in our life, a demon, and it's like how to overcome that. And so yeah, and so we, I was able to actualize something in my brain, and I was like, I'm just gonna make it. And it's 42 pages, way too long for a short film, but I made it anyways, just
Dude,
speaking on
nice.
what we were talking about. And it was 4 days of shooting, or last week of September, or the first couple days in October, and I assembled a crazy crew for it in Nashville. I got my favorite DP in the city, Chris Haggerty.
Mhm.
Love his work.
Yeah, it looked
and
awesome,
Clip
dude.
this one so he'll do more stuff for me for free because I compliment him. Or no, for a lot of money.
Right.
But he knows I'm definitely lying. But yeah, we got like, I pretty much went into it like I was like, I'm just gonna be uncompromised. Like I'm not gonna compromise anything. So I'm just gonna spend a lot of money, a lot more money than I actually have. Just go for it. And like probably a bad decision, but I did it. And so got a crazy crew, got a crazy location, did full body demon makeup.
Saw that, dude. Looked awesome.
Yeah,
I
thanks,
haven't
man.
seen the full demon, but I saw like his arm, like the shots that you kind of like, I guess, put out, or maybe you sent
Well,
me.
what you saw is pretty much what you'll see. Like, so
Oh,
I
really?
kind of like use some like artistic choices to never show his face, only show like neck down
Did you guys?
and
So he
waist
didn't
up.
have any face
No,
makeup.
no, yeah,
Oh,
no face makeup.
interesting.
So you just see his torso, and like, because that was already expensive. It was like $6,000 just to do that. And I was like, I'm very
Dude, it
transparent about this
looked
stuff.
so good though.
Thanks, man. Yeah,
Like top level.
we had on his name is Derek, and he's incredible,
Cool.
incredible guy. He does FX makeup. He's done some big stuff in the past, and I was like, I'm just gonna pay him what he needs, and we got it done. And uh, yeah, dude, I'm super excited about it, and we're on cut 2. And
Cool.
so I personally was like, you know what? I'm just going to try to like use this as I'm going to spend a bunch of money, but I'm going to use this as an opportunity to learn more about how it's like to make a film
Yeah.
from just a director's perspective. Like, I'm usually shooting and editing and all that, but got a DP, got a script supervisor,
Yeah.
got like an AD, and now we're in the editing process and have an editor. And I could have
Cool.
definitely edited it myself, but I have a great editor, Chris Davies, and he is like cranking it out. It's like the first cut was like 50 minutes, and he cranked it out so fast.
Dude,
And
awesome.
then I was like, "Yo, take your time, like no worries on cut 2." And right after I sent that text message, he's like, the day after, like cut 2.
Wow.
And so like it's he's like, all he does is edit, and like it's my first time like doing that process, and so I'm learning about what it's like to work with an editor and what type of language. But we'll wind it back a little bit, and I also used this opportunity to like, what's it like to work with a DP?
Yeah.
Someone that I really respect as a like I'm like very married to the visuals, and
Yeah.
so because that's what I do.
Because you've been primarily a DP
Exactly.
for most of your like
Yeah.
professional career.
All of it.
Which I was gonna ask you too. I'm really curious, like, because as a DP myself, mainly like moving into, I feel like as DPs we tend to focus on visuals and we kind of neglect the story. I mean, a good DP will try to serve the story, but like, let's be honest, like we're looking for beautiful like lighting and
Mhm.
images and like lens choice and all that stuff. So, like coming from DP into like writer director mode, do you think being a DP hurt your storytelling or did it help your storytelling?
So I would say that it helps in a
Uh-huh.
lot of ways. But it's hard to say. Like, to be honest, like I wish I had more like cohesive thoughts on this stuff.
Yeah.
But like honestly, it was like I felt like my brain was in just like autopilot, because what I told myself was like, I am not going to be married to any ideas shot wise that I have, except for maybe a few,
Okay.
because they specifically had like a thing. I had a thing in mind story wise that the shot was supposed to emphasize, right? Like 2 out of like 100 something shots or whatever.
Yeah.
And so when I went into it, I was like, you know what, bro? What I want to do is like fully detach myself visually,
Mm.
like completely. Like I'm gonna do all the pre-production stuff, like build the shot list and send like mood boards and all
So
that.
you built out a shot list. I'm
Yes.
curious. So does the director or the DP make the shot list on a film?
Well, so what's his name?
Deacons.
Deacon said. Oh, you probably saw
I
this.
saw this.
Deacon said the director.
I was shocked by that
Me too.
because I'm shot listing a feature right now with the director, and I am shot listing heavily on it, which I thought was fine.
Yeah.
Which I thought that was my job, right?
Mhm.
But I was curious what you thought.
I
So,
honestly think it should be the director.
yeah,
I feel like what the DP's job is less about. I mean, shots, the type of shots you do get matter, but I think it's more about like checking the shot list and making sure that there's coverage, and then like a master shot, like a really good master
uh-huh.
shot, and then there's coverage.
Yep.
And then like then going, okay, cool, we need to do this in here, and like playing with the director's ideas.
Yeah.
I think like a director is like the director. Like, you, like, how many times as a director have you just, and how many like shots have informed the story? Like,
Yeah.
anyways, I don't have many thoughts on this, but I personally, as a director, I was like, I got to do the shots, and so I don't know how much of that was paired with
But you're
me being a
also,
DP.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So to be honest, like, when I did DP stuff for someone like some of the other directors I've worked with, I've had a couple directors make it themselves,
Okay.
and then they give it to me, and then I do like what I just described.
Just kind of tweak it.
But yeah, and so luckily, I'm glad that I made it, just because personally, I want to be like the most
yeah.
involved person of the story on set. And so for me, I was like, I don't want to come in this thing looking green. I got all these people who are better than me. I'm like going to walk in, I'm going to know everything going on. And like, I'm going to be fully locked in on what shot we're doing here, why we're
Mhm.
doing it. And so I made it. But then I was like, once I make it, I'm getting rid of it. Like,
Yeah.
boom, you guys take it, script supervisor, you guys take it, make sure the shots are getting there. I'm just gonna sit at the table with the actors, and that's where I'm like very, very green,
Okay.
like very green. I'm like sitting there, and I'm like, I learned something very cool. Like, I'll give you a little tidbit, for example. Like, I learned something very quick that does not resonate with actors.
Hmm.
what are we doing in this scene? They ask, and I sit down, I go, oh, we're doing scene 14. That doesn't mean anything to me, is what they told me. Like, they just straight, like, that doesn't, I'm like, okay, you're kind of right. Like, that is, I'm like, scene 14. I'm like, I'm thinking, like, you're going to turn to scene 14, but they don't, they just need, all they need to know is motivations and what scene they're doing in the descriptors of said scene. And so I'm like, scene 14, they're going to flip to the page. But I'm like, no, you know what? Hey, this is the scene. I learned very quickly. It was way more informative when I sat down. I was like, all right, guys, we're in scene 14. Now, this is the scene where, boom, 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 boom. Describe it. This is how you feel. And then, honestly, like, I thought I already knew that. But, like,
Yeah.
when you're in the heat of it all,
Mhm.
I was, like, very quick to be like, scene 14 or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I learned that very quick. And also just, like, not describing things that are not pertinent to the actor's job.
Right.
You know, like, so this camera's right here. So I need you. It's like, just tell me to move to the left.
Yeah.
Because I was like, little things like that.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something as a DP I would do,
Yep.
or as a second AC or first AC I would do, or as an AD, that's what their job is kind of to do. Like, hey, when you like, hey, you sit down, like, scoot your chair, like, they're, you know. But, like, for me, like, all they want from me is literally just story elements,
Yeah.
and specifically their character story elements.
Yeah.
And I learned that very quickly, and within, like, the first day, I was like, boom, let's just talk about story elements. Now, how good I did at that is where I really feel insecure about. Like,
Okay.
because it's hard, bro. Like, I don't act.
Yeah.
And I realized, I was like, bro, I gotta be an actor if I'm gonna do this. I gotta at least do, like, the bare minimum and go to an acting class. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we-
what's funny
we've been
about that-
talking about doing that.
really?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
have.
we have.
It's the same
Yeah.
here, bro.
Just-
really?
Yeah.
Well, what's funny about you saying that is I literally had a bullet point written down earlier about how I feel like you've done like little acting skits like on your Instagram and like with other friends and stuff. And like, I feel like you are a good actor. Like, specifically, which is the hardest thing to do, you're ad lib and you're like, I don't know if it's like, you're kind of playing yourself, but
Yeah, yeah.
like, dude, it's really good. But you still tweak it to a character.
Mhm.
Where like I struggle the most in that. Like I really need like a direction, like somewhere I can like believe this fake thing. I can't just like be myself. I'll just like it just gets like awkward. I start like stumbling over things or
Yeah,
laughing.
yeah.
But dude, the things you have done with me on that short film a long time ago, and then like things I've seen on your Instagram, I feel like you're really good at acting. I mean, at least in that stuff I've seen. So like I was gonna ask you earlier if that has made you a better director or like storyteller, but like now you're saying you feel like you need to go to an acting class just to
Oh,
understand
dude.
basically how to give direction better.
Yes,
Right? Like
100%. And I know you guys you've heard that before too. Like, you gotta know a
yeah,
little bit about everything to kind of like be a better director. And I
for
think that
sure.
rings true, like, across the board. Now, throughout the process, I learned I was like, yo, I need to get. It's one thing to, like, do your own thing and, like, act your own way,
Yeah.
right? Like, be myself, or, like,
Yeah.
slightly adjacent to myself, the more goofy, comical, or more like melancholy version of myself, which is like usually where I'm at. The
Mm,
range is either I'm super serious, or like
okay.
I'm still myself, but like a little bit more melancholy, or like
Yep.
I'm still myself, but a little bit more stupid and goofy.
Yeah.
Right? That's like, I can do that
Yeah.
because I'm like, sometimes if I drink a little bit too much,
Yeah.
I'm already a little goofy.
Yeah.
And if I'm actually just in my feelings, I'm already a little bit more melancholy. So I know
Mm,
myself. The hard part though is, like, I want this person to act like something I've never been. It's only in my story that I've ever created anything like that. It's not because I've experienced it in a lot of ways.
yeah.
It's only because I know what that type of person is, and I wrote it, and, like, to just that's a whole different thing. And
Mm,
you know, one of my good friends, who who's like trying to encourage me to come to an acting class, was like, yo, you should come. He goes, what it does is, like, because what they do is they get the teacher gives you a scene, you have like a whole week to prepare for it. It's a scene from a movie, and you have a partner in that class, and they take turns, and they all get up in front of the whole class, and they just perform the scene in front of the whole
dang.
class. And he's like, you need to come do it. And I'm like, and I know all the actors in there because
Yeah.
Nashville has a small acting scene.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know all these guys, and they know I shoot videos. I'm going to be extremely nervous.
Yeah.
And they go, yeah, that's going to happen. They never sugarcoat it. They're like, yeah, you're going to be nervous. And yeah, they're going to judge. They're going to, like, give you criticism. And
Yeah. It's tough.
I'm like, and they're like, but just do it. And, like, they said the first time, like, first couple times, you're like, horrible, of course.
Yeah.
You're nervous and this and
Yeah.
that. And I'm like, also, sometimes you're like kissing people. Like, I forget there's another side of acting, which is like,
Yeah.
you're this is, a lot of people won't speak about this because they're scared to, but, like, there's scenes where they want you to be gay, or
Yeah.
they want, like, and I'm like, bro, I'm not gay. I
Yeah.
don't have nothing wrong with. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I'm like, I'm not, like, I don't want to do that scene. But, like,
Yeah.
the whole point of, like, being an actor is, like, understanding that, like, you're playing something else. And so
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if I'm comfortable, but I think I'm just going to limit myself if I don't do it.
Yeah.
And so all
Yeah.
that to say, yeah, it's like what I was trying to say was like I'm sitting at the table and I'm like, you know what? In this next scene, I want you to tear them apart.
Yeah.
Tear them. What do you mean tear them apart, bro? Come on, get a grip. Like, what are you talking about? Tear them apart. I'm like, I'm trying to be like cool. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I think Scorsese said this one time to DiCaprio. He said tear them apart. The next scene, it's like that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the BTS.
Yeah.
I see the BTS camera right here. I'm like, oh, hey, bro. I think in this next scene, like
Yeah.
you rolling. I think in this next scene, I want you to like dig into them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, yo, what does that mean? Like
Yeah.
my character's eating
Bro.
cereal. Like I'm like,
Bro.
no, but dig into them. Like and like the BTS, I'm like, put the camera down.
Bro,
No, but
that's when I walk in, I'm like, this is me in the acting role, right? Walk in, like, I'm not upset. I'm just disappointed. That's it. Bro, getting tore into.
oh, bro, honestly,
That's true.
Dude.
dude, the best. What you're saying though is like it speaks to something. The best. That same guy who told me to go to acting class, he goes, a thing about crying. He goes, crying on scene is like no one wants to see you cry. They want to see you trying not to cry.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was like, bro, you know what? That's a good point. And I'm like, how many little things like that am I not tapped into? Like he'll drop something every now and then. I'm like, oh, I just didn't know that. Like actors are thinking about that. And so all that to say, we got to get in the acting class, bro.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We're due.
We got to get uncomfortable.
Have you taken that class yet? Did you say you did it already, or have you not done it yet?
No, I'm about to sign up next year.
Dude,
Part of
so
my goals.
I think Paul did that class because he was talking about how you would take a scene
in Nashville,
He's been driving up every Tuesday.
Tuesday, fourth. Yeah, he's at the same. Has to be the same one.
It's the
Fourth
same.
wall.
Yep. Yeah. And it's like a
Really?
nighttime thing.
Yeah.
He's been taking it this year, and he said it was the most like eye-opening, like stressful. Just it's like wearing him down, dude. But like in a good way. Like it's like really broken down everything. Like he was like, I'm a horrible actor. And this is, by the way, if anyone doesn't know, Paul's an actor who's been in a lot of like Film Haus stuff, a lot of like just personal things you and I have done.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been in like legit commercials and stuff like that. So anyway, yeah, he just like
Super handsome too.
oh, dude, freaking stud.
Yeah, really.
And he had his glow up when he hit like 33. He's like jacked now for no reason.
Yeah, bro. He's a great kisser too.
Wow.
What?
That music video.
No, I'm talking
Zandy's.
about. Oh.
That was crazy.
Oh, you're talking about that. Gotcha.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Also.
No, but Zandy. Yeah,
Dude, that smirk got me.
Dude, I forgot the Zandy one. No, Paul's great, dude.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I haven't seen him in a while. He lives here, doesn't he?
Yeah, he lives here,
Yeah.
so he's local here.
Forgot about that.
But yeah, he's been driving up every Tuesday after work, dude, and
Mhm.
like taking that class for
Wow,
hours
he's a
and then driving
hustler.
home. Yeah.
2-hour drive.
Yeah. But
We should do it.
yeah, I've heard great
I
things.
feel way more comfortable with you guys in there if we all like idiots.
I'll be so for real.
because I know the
I'm
actors
gonna
in
be
there. I'm like,
trash.
they're
Are they good?
They're,
Oh,
dude, they're
gosh.
good because they're in that show Tales of Theo and Eli. I don't know if you've seen that.
What is it?
It's a show. These two guys like open up a trunk. And they always have a hostage in the trunk. I posted a couple things, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, I just shoot them and like they're all the guy who wrote and who created it. He was like, he just gets his people from his class, the fourth wall class, to come.
It's
and they're
his
all,
class?
No, he's in the class, but he
Oh,
just
okay.
recruits all his homies.
Well, they're all good actors from what I've seen.
Oh, dude, they're all good. And I'm like, you telling me I'm supposed to get up there and do a scene with them? I'm like, I'm gonna look silly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but
That's the point, though, man. I want whatever.
I got to get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
How uncomfortable was it for us to go freelance?
Oh yeah.
You know
Well,
what
think
I
about the first thing you directed that was like bigger budget with like legit people, dude. I was like so nervous. I was sick. Like I would wake up. I was like having anxiety, dude. Like going into that shoot, like my first like real big thing.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was
Yeah,
like
bro. It's like
it's a
that.
lot.
Yeah.
But-
It's like and that's like so out of our comfort zone acting.
yeah.
Like I'm so cool. You know what I mean? Like I'm so cool and smooth. So like and when I walk into a room, I command the room, and a lot of people just like respect me immediately. And a lot of people say I'm like a dominating male figure in their life, and I inspire them. So like me going to getting uncomfortable.
Oh, dude, I think this is why I
I'm
think you'd be
joking,
an
by the way.
amazing actor. Like
Yeah.
I'm
you just,
joking, by the way. So you guys think I'm a jerk?
this dude is always on a bit, man. He's never not on a bit. I feel like.
No, it's true. I haven't believed a single thing you said the whole time.
No,
I don't
man,
think
thou shalt not lie.
You're the most
Yeah.
untrustworthy person because you're always on a bit.
Yeah.
Honestly-
I'm still waiting for us to start this episode.
I've been acting the whole time. No, dude, people say I got to work on that because people told me they're like, I never know if you're telling a joke or not. I'm like, I want you to trust me though. Like,
No, I'm
definitely-
joking. You
I-
are trustworthy. You get serious like
Yeah. I know you were
For like
joking.
an hour.
I know you were joking when you said you like It Follows, though, bro.
Actually, I do like that movie, Hugh. I'm sorry, bro.
No.
You don't like it?
No,
We don't have to do this
No.
on the show because
no, we're gonna talk about it after this.
dang, dude.
Yeah.
I would.
I don't even
It's a
know
little
this.
on the
No, we're-
nose.
we're gonna talk
It's a
about
little on the not a little. It's a lot on the nose, but I like it.
Yeah.
It's freaked me out. Maybe that's why.
Yeah,
Is it
I
a
watched
horror
really
movie?
young. Yeah.
Okay.
I watched it
Yeah.
really young and it really scared me.
Yeah,
You're a big horror guy, aren't you?
we'll talk about
I
it.
used to be before. I used to be. Yeah. What about you?
I can't do it. I really like them. I just they wear on me, man. Like
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
I can
where I
watch
feel
some
now.
of them are like okay, like horror adjacent where it's like suspense thriller with like horror elements, kind of like what you were saying. Like a lot of Jordan Peele stuff. I can do that.
It's
But
different.
that's right on the line though, dude.
It's
Because
like
if
thriller, like
yeah, thriller, yeah. And like if he gets any more horror, I start getting just like it'll mess me up a little bit. I'll keep thinking about it or whatever. But yeah, like I love his stuff. Like
Mhm.
that's cool. Like I appreciate some like I want to see Long Legs.
Don't waste your time.
Really?
Look,
Dude, the trailer is so freaking lit.
talented director. I gotta remember like this stuff exists online. Hey, bro, if you don't work with me. No, but
What's your movie's ass?
I'm not a fan of that style. I think I agree with you.
The
Like
trailer looked sick. I haven't seen it, so because I'm
it's just not
scared.
my flavor of horror.
Okay.
Like it's a little different. Did you
Okay.
like it?
I haven't
Have
seen
you
it.
seen it?
Oh.
Okay.
No.
But yeah, dude, I think I used to love I grew up my mom loves horror. And so she
Oh,
always had
wow,
these like
okay.
box sets of like 5 I think they were called like Creep Fest, 5 like short horror movies in like a
Oh, cool.
thing, and they're like always the scary. As a kid, they were like the scariest ones. I remember I saw one. I still don't remember. I wish my mom had all those DVDs still, but she like my dad hated this. I wasn't ever allowed to stay at her house. They
Oh.
were separated, and like I would go over and she would go to sleep, and I'd just like pop in these DVDs.
Dang.
And I remember like 2 of them, but one of them specifically scared me to my core. It was like this little girl. She was like a teenager, 15 or something like that. She lived in this house with her mom, and no, sorry, yeah, she lived in this house with her mom. Her mom died of an overdose. And she was like, her mom was like extremely abusive and all that. She died of an overdose. And then she like grew up, it was like 10 years had passed and she like moved into the same house that her mom lived in. And she was
Okay.
like going back to like kind of like find some closure in this part of her life. And then she gets a knock on the door one night and it's like her mom speaking from the other side of the door. And I remember just the concept of like, because it's like Pet Cemetery. That's the like the idea of something
Okay.
that's supposed to be dead come back to life.
Okay.
Her mom's on the other side of the door and she's like afraid to open the door, but the door, no, like her mom's like omniscient in some way. And so like regardless if she opened it or not, her mom was able to open the door still. And it was like almost like she just was teasing her, like, I'm just gonna knock for your pleasure, but like if you don't open the door, I'm still gonna. The idea, I remember as a kid, I was like, so she has no power. And it freaked me out so much. And the idea of like a dead relative, I remember it was probably cheaply made. I can't
Sure.
in my brain, it was like high production.
Yeah.
But it was like this 5 box set thing. And I'm like, to this day, I'm like, oh, dude. But anyways, long story short, that's why I liked horror. But now that I'm older and have like given my life to Christ, I'm like, it's too, it's like a little overbearing.
Yeah. Right. I still enjoy
you
it.
like horror,
That's okay.
dude. I mean,
I've watched a lot of horror movies.
I feel like you
I
can
used
do
to
it
watch horror all the time.
a lot better than me.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
it's. I mean, I think horror has a good. I mean, it's like the only genre. I think a lot of people say that. I think this is a little pretentious, but some people say it's like the only genre where you can really take a true risk these days. Which I don't know if I agree with that, but some people because horror is like kind of still kind of.
I think people go into watching horror just kind of like expecting like anything could happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's not like it's one. I feel like it's one of the most like harshly judged genres, but because of that, you can kind of just do whatever you want.
Exactly.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Well, I think
Like,
that's the genre that has the most trash, though.
It does.
I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
So when there's a good horror movie that comes out, like it's like it I don't know, it just does really well. You know what I mean? Like I feel
Yeah.
like
yeah.
those
But
that's
I
why
think that's why you can take risk though. It's just like
it's true.
like there's not really like any kind of bar for
Because
horror,
everyone
you
already
know?
assumes it's going to be like either really bad or like really good.
I mean, it's really good. It stands out, right?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
also
That's true.
good for us because people like to be scared naturally. Like we love to
It's
go to
true.
amusement parks and stuff and like get on rides and get scared. So
It's
like it's a
true.
good industry. It's
Yeah.
a good like someone like Ari Aster who made Hereditary. It's like great
Yeah.
because I mean now he's not even making horror movies and it's like
Yeah.
but he made his entrance in like making one of the greatest horror movies of all time.
Mhm.
I've been told over and over that it's the way to enter like
Yeah.
filmmaking, which is
Let's get
annoying
spooky.
because I don't want to make horror movies.
Let's get spooky, bro. What are you trying to make, bro?
I guess so, honestly.
Let's figure out the concept live right now.
Yeah,
On
dude.
Film
while we're climbing
I
at
have
the quarry,
performance anxiety.
while we're climbing at the quarry, we find this like
There you
cave,
go.
and we crawl into it, and then like we go through to like some other world.
Oh,
It's kind
bro,
of like the
yes.
Upside Down or
Oh
something.
yeah,
like that.
yeah. The upside down. We're going to.
crawl- we crawl
Oh,
through,
dude, that's
yeah.
super good,
Yeah.
bro.
It's
Yeah.
not bad.
We're
Yeah.
going to Upside Down, and then like Steve Buscemi or somebody's in there, like just profusely sweating as well.
Yeah.
And we must face like our younger. Like I don't know where I'm going with that.
Oh,
I
that's
love this.
funny.
I love me and Hugh. Like Daniel wanted me to be in it, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
me and you, we need to lock in and just make a crazy horror movie.
Yeah, dude. We're gonna be successful. Just Daniel's gonna be chilling here.
Just do it, bro. Who
just do
cares?
it.
Just gonna idly stand by.
He's like, I'm trying to make art.
Watch
We're
it crash and
We're
burn.
in the
Yeah.
theater. He's trying to make art. We're in
Yeah.
the theater, like playing. It's like Mickey Mouse horror movie or something crazy
Yeah.
dumb. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
dude.
that I know we're off tangent right now.
Yeah.
But like that's a common thing with the horror movie thing is like as soon as something goes into the public domain,
Oh yeah,
someone makes
Blood
a
and
scary
Honey,
movie.
dude. You talking about
Oh.
Is
Blood
that
and
the-
Honey? Winnie
Is
the
it
Pooh.
Yeah.
Oh
bro.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
hilarious.
Blood and Honey. They're making a third
Did
one.
you
dude.
watch it?
No, no.
Okay.
I've read the
They're making a third
synopsis
one?
of both of them though. Horrible.
I didn't know they
Yeah.
Movie night.
Horrible.
made
Let's
more
do
than
it.
one.
Horrible.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I can't. They're making Bambi now.
Are you
they?
serious?
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
it's like there's something
I think
a little
it's like Bambi Reckoning or something like that.
there's something a little dark and like sadistic about people just wanting to tear apart our childhood like
Oh yeah.
idols though too.
Yeah.
I can't wait till I can make like a Pocahontas one, bro. Is that already is that
Bro,
Pocahontas horror
That's
movie.
bold,
Yeah.
dude. That's
Yeah.
bold.
Why?
Because that's just a crazy story to be it's like going after.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, it
We're
is
not
true. I
talking
guess
about
there is
we're
like
not talking
race.
about a little deer, dude.
You know what I want to see? I want to see the realistic versions of all these because you know how like fairy tales are actually all really dark and actually
Yeah.
like really evil
Yeah.
or some evil element to it. Dude, I want to see Pocahontas, but like they're actually just murdering a bunch of American Indians and like Native Americans. And
Oof.
you know what I mean? Like I mean I know we've made movies like that are like realistic, like historically accurate, but like that's a bad example. A dark version of like Sleeping Beauty where it's like I don't know if that actually has a dark element to it, but like in the fairy tale, but
I think
like
they do.
Yeah,
I was just reading. I'm reading a
no,
book right now.
they all do. Like they're all grim.
Yeah.
Grim. Yeah.
Grim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grim.
Grim. That's it.
That's what they call them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Grims?
Mm-hmm.
Is that really the name?
Oh,
Yeah.
Literally, I think that's
yeah. I think you're right.
which is crazy because like they're just throwing it right in our face.
Yeah.
They're playing in our face, literally. I forgot you got anyways.
Bro.
I'm just look.
No,
one thing
we're
about
all
me.
on right now.
One thing about me when I hop on a podcast, bro, I'll just be throwing out stuff.
Yeah.
Bro. I'll be popping it out, bro, slapping it on a desk.
We got
That's what I-
content for any genre right now.
Yeah, y'all good.
Really? Yeah.
Is this a comedy podcast? Is it a film
yeah, dude.
podcast?
Nobody knows.
We'll just slap a
Nobody
few
knows.
titles and see what pops off first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Black
Throw
man
it out
loses
there.
his mind. You put that on Instagram. You're like, black man loses his mind in regular podcast where he wasn't supposed to do that. It's like people are like, what is this?
Dude crashes out on podcast.
Will he fit in the left side of the frame? We're not sure. Was the camera able to go wide up, or is he too yoked?
We all know
Sorry,
that's not a problem.
All right, bro. You got to hit it. You got to hit him with our final question.
All right. So to wrap that up, congrats on your short film.
Thanks,
Is
man.
that your first one that you've
My first. I feel like it's my first true one.
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
I appreciate y'all, bro.
good work?
I wish
man.
I wish y'all could have came on to it, but like Daniel was like, I gotta pay me like
whatever,
$1 million.
dude.
Yeah.
Didn't even know it was happening, bro.
Yeah.
Didn't
Yeah,
even
I
send me
didn't
the
tell you?
script until I asked you to
Did you
send
read
to
it?
me. No.
Fake. See, he wasn't
No,
ever gonna come
I
on.
read all the scripts people send
He
me.
does,
So
he
if you want to
does.
send me some,
He does.
yeah, honestly, I just didn't get around to that one because you're already
It's
making
also
it.
40 something pages.
I like to
don't
give a
expect
lot of
it.
my own opinions and
Mhm.
like tear it apart and tell you that I could have written it better, but like I just didn't want to do it because you're already like locked in with all your own money. So
Yeah.
Really?
no, I actually really wanted to read it, but anyway, congrats, bro. I'm excited to see it. You don't have a release date, do you?
No. I'm just.
And you're gonna run
I'm
a
just gonna.
You're running on a film circuit too.
Yeah, I'll just finish it and then just put it out. Whatever's. I'll probably just start running it in like February, something like next year.
Cool.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
But
good luck. Hope
Thanks,
it
guys.
hope it does
Thank you.
well and
Appreciate it, bro.
win some awards and stuff.
And
like
we got
that.
to work on something
yeah, we do.
We're due.
straight up.
We
Well,
were
I would
close
love
one
to.
time, but
I couldn't find a skating ring.
skating ring,
Yo,
dude.
I called every skating ring. Literally, probably like 20 skating rinks.
For real, in North Alabama and all of Tennessee,
Mhm.
They all said
we
no.
couldn't find anything, or it was like $1,000 an hour or whatever it was, like $650 an hour.
Yeah, we
dude.
obviously we need like a 12-hour shoot, so it's gonna be like $12,000.
insane,
It's like,
dude.
bro,
Just
no,
not worth it.
yeah.
God bless those location managers, dude.
Oh,
They're out there finding like
Dude.
scouting places and doing all that.
doing the
Bro, one
Lord's work.
One guy, I said, I was like, yeah, our budget's 500, bro. We'd love to shoot there for like 10 hours. He goes, he literally laughed. He cackled. He
Are you serious?
Yeah. He goes, he goes, using my location, you got 500 for 12 hours or 10 hours, whatever I said.
Yeah.
I go, yeah. I was like, and he goes, yeah, I don't think so.
Wow.
And I remember, I can't remember how we got off the phone, but I remember just thinking to myself, I'm like, bro, you could have just said no.
Yeah,
Like, why'd you
yeah.
have to bully me?
Dude,
Like,
he made sure you
Why'd
would
you- why'd you
never
gotta
do
be
that
mean?
again.
I'm like, all right, bro. Like,
That's crazy.
Who's gonna buy
Like
concessions?
I actually just wanted to come here because I thought it looked cool, but okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
liked it. It was like,
Yeah.
you could have just, anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even these like locally owned mom and pop rinks are just like crushing us. Like there was
Oh,
like
yeah.
no way, dude.
It's
Yeah.
all good. I guess technically we're not entitled. Like if they have their price, it's like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably book birthday parties there for like
Oh, yeah.
500 for 2
That's
hours.
true,
So,
yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Exactly.
Well, coming off your short film,
Yep.
do you have a question?
Nope.
Okay.
Just gonna finish it up.
Coming off your short film, getting to hear a little bit about your story. I feel like it's just a snippet, because it's hard to put everything in such a
Sure,
short amount of
sure.
time. But
Yeah.
if you had to give like one piece of advice to somebody who wanted to get started in filmmaking, what would you say?
Get wrecked, poser. Don't come for my clients. Stay off of this. I own this territory, except for me and Daniel. Like we both own it, and Hugh as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, a real piece of advice?
That was
Okay.
that was
That wasn't real?
bro. I can tell you threw me a sympathy there. You're like, yeah, me and Daniel got this
Well,
place. Oh yeah, and Hugh, bro.
I keep doing that, and I feel bad because like also like I met Hugh recently, like in the last
Yeah.
not that long, and so I knew Daniel first, and so I have to be like, oh, and Hugh too. I feel bad. I don't actually feel that way though.
No, it's okay. I know there was a spark. I know I'm in there.
Honestly, I like you more, but like
Yeah.
we're in Daniel's
Unbelievable.
house, so
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
offered me coffee.
Unbelievable.
That's true.
A real piece of advice though, I think a real piece of advice is I would say like just figure out your mental state before you like do this stuff, like fully like go into it. If you're talking about filmmakers strictly, you're giving advice for anybody who wants to do video. Like I think make sure that you're like the type of person that is going to show up for yourself. Because if you don't, you're destined for failure. Like show up for yourself. Not everybody has to be a YouTuber, but at least you got to show up and support your business. Like support your clients. Like make sure like really self-analyze and look and go, am I that type of person? Everyone thinks they're the type of person, and they look and they realize they're not after it's too late.
Mm.
Not everybody's that type, and it's okay. It's okay. There's plenty. If you love video, there's plenty of jobs that'll provide the systems for you. You just got to fill the position. But in this industry, what we do in film, in being freelance, we make the systems and then we fill the positions in those systems. And you have to be willing to show up every single day for that. It's not just like I wake up when I want to and I get to do what I want and shoot videos. It might feel like that if you really enjoy it, but you still have to show up, and showing up is very fun. But if you're not that type of person, it won't be fun, and you'll find yourself upset and depressed. And in the end, not making anything. When you are a creator, it's just a different type of creator. And so just look and self-analyze. So many of my friends, I love them to death. They're very creative people, and they tried it. And then I was like, man, it might have been best if you just went to a company or a church or something, and you became their video people, and you would have done great. And it's okay. You're no less of a creator because you weren't able to do it. No less of a creator at all. You're a creator. You're just a different type of creator.
Yeah.
Honestly, you're serving a purpose that might have been more impactful if you didn't. So that's all I got.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
really good advice. Yeah.
I was actually thinking about something similar when we were talking about the acting class earlier, and then because I was thinking about how like before before I ever even got started playing music and stuff, I was making like stuff on a small camera, like we all were.
Yeah.
Horror movies, actually, scary movies. They were
course you were.
they ended up being comedies, but I remember that
crazy.
like I just always thought that I wanted to be an actor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I still kind of think that too,
You're a good
But
actor.
thank you. But I was the oldest, so I always had to operate the camera, so I wasn't able to act in it usually unless I like set the camera up somewhere. But anyway, I was thinking about how like we all just want to tell stories. I think you have to be willing to like try a bunch of different stuff out. Kind of like we were saying with like joining the acting class.
Facts.
It's just like we
Yeah.
could all join the acting class and be like, man, this is what we've been missing the whole time. Like we actually want to be actors. But like
Yeah.
but I think like in the end it's like
Could you imagine?
Yeah, I know.
We all just
Daniel
quit.
just gets casted in like the next like Equalizer.
Yeah, no,
I'm like, bro, what the heck? He's like beating people up and stuff.
Dude, that was off the wall.
That'd be insane.
That'd be awesome.
But no, I think it's just like you gotta like you were saying, you gotta like show up for yourself. But I think also it's like really important just to try different things out too, because like you could be like if you don't ever try, then you might be like, I just want to like write stories. I want to write stories. But you like, I think anybody can develop their skill set, but it's like that might actually not be the way. That might be how you think that you want to tell the story, but
Mhm.
until you actually like try doing it, you can like find the place that you like tell the story
Yeah.
the best. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like I might not actually be that great of an actor. Maybe it's because I just need to build that skill up, or maybe I'm just like you know,
Yeah.
that's just not the area that I thrive in, that I
Mhm.
come alive in. But if you're like willing to like test those things out and find a good spot and like show up for yourself and like be
Yeah.
willing to risk being disappointed, but have the resilience to
I
like
love
keep
that.
going and figure out how you're just gonna make the thing work, you know?
I love that, bro. I've never heard that, and I think that's beautiful because, like, yeah, not everyone's a director too. Like,
Mhm.
some people are actors, some people are just writers.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I'm not even sure I'm a director. This is the first go around. I might
Yeah.
just be a screenwriter, but like you finding that and leaning into it, yeah, that's
Yeah,
beautiful.
I
I
think
love
we all
that.
like we end up figuring out how we like telling the story the best, and there's a
Facts.
lot of
It's
different
true.
there's a lot of different roles that
Yeah.
go into telling a good story.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, when you start like making like telling good stories, like you realize like you really can't do it alone.
mhm.
Like I know it's kind of obvious, I guess, but like there's moments where I still think I can just do it.
Hmm.
I'm like, well, I'm a DP. I can light things, I can film things, I can edit, I can color grade. But like, dude, for real, like when you get with a team, it's just like a whole new thing. Like even just like you and I tackling projects, like
Hmm.
commercial projects together, it's just like so much better with like two brains.
I bet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
bet.
We bring stuff to the table that helps each other out so much. And like one last comment on what you said, you were like, oh, if you didn't work out, you being a freelancer, like it's not even like you failed. It's like that's just not like you're not happy there. Like it is your responsibility to be like, I don't want to be a freelancer, and like
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
not for you, and
Hmm.
like you could do it, but you're gonna be miserable and like
Yeah.
exhausted, and like it's like that whole like test or whatever where it's like the professional test where like it tells you where you're like what gives you life and energy and like what drains you,
Mhm.
and you always have like some things that drain you that you have to do like admin work or whatever for the business, but like as freelancers, like we have a certain thing with running a business that we like that gives us energy. Like even though it might tax us when we do like taxes or something like that, right? But like
Yeah.
there's something in there that gives us life, and
Hmm.
like that's so that's like we're built for that. Like we want to do that. Like we like that. We can sustain that. But like so it's not like failing like being a freelancer, because I think some people look at it like that. They're like, oh, I failed. No, you just like decided not to do it, which was a right decision for you. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to feel bad about that. Like you said, like working at like a church or a company or like a production house where you have a role to
Or just
fill.
being on a writer's team.
Yeah,
And your name,
right,
you don't. A
right.
lot of people don't know your name. It's okay. Like, bro, you know how many great people are on writers teams who
Mhm.
are like incredible
Oh
writers.
gosh,
Yeah.
yeah. I
It's
think about that all the time. Like the people in Hollywood who like we don't know who they are, but they're like putting out bangers, dude. Like
oh,
they're
all the
putting out
time.
our
Yeah.
favorite stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
they had a huge hand in that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Facts.
So
Yeah.
it's tough, but
Cool. Well, David, thanks for coming on the show.
dude,
Wait, that's it?
that's it.
Oh, dang. I thought it was going to be like 3 hours, bro. Thank God.
It's no Joe Rogan over here.
Thanks for having me, guys. I
No
really
one
appreciate
cares
y'all.
that much.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a good point.
we're gonna
They
cut
don't.
you off here, and
All right.
yeah.
Peace.